Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today with more Attack on Titan. And you guys, I don't even know what to tell you. We just get crazier and crazier each episode, and I love it. If you're joining me early today, it means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much. And you know, as always, I'm sending you those big old hugs right through the screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon will be in that description down below. So, last time on Attack on Titan, we got some pretty heavy stuff, I would say. So, as a lot of you know, I was really excited to meet Levi a few episodes back, and he just seemed like the coolest guy. And now I don't know about... I get that he was just trying to help, but he seems like... he's less out to do what's right and more just out to kind of like do what has to be done. Does that make sense? You know, like I don't think he's like a bad evil guy or anything, but I don't think he has any problem, like, if he thinks that he can save Eren so that Eren can be of use to them, like, just kicking the crap out of Eren in, like, the most horrible way possible. Like, he's not like, I don't get the sense he's, like, warm and fluffy. Let's put it that way. I don't think anyone on the show is warm and fluffy. I think Armin and Sasha are probably the closest you would get to warm and fluffy. And even them, like, they've just been dragged through the mud. Well, Armin has. And I'm sure Sasha has her stories, too. But anywho, one of the big reveals of the last episode was that Eren is retaining his regenerative properties, which is really crazy and scary, but at the same time, really cool and invaluable in this world. So you mean to tell me, like, if he had an appendage bit off by a Titan, which he did, it would grow right back? I kind of assumed that was because he had turned into a Titan after it happened, but no. Like, the Titan abilities are still affecting him even when he's human. One thing I will clear the air about, it's kind of embarrassing, but some of you have gently pointed out to me, thank you so much, that I was getting really upset about the fact that, particularly in the last episode when they had him on trial, like, the military did this to Eren. How could they be putting him through all this crap and blah, blah, blah? Well, it turns out that the statement that Pixies made about, hey, you guys, this is Eren, and he's like our newest top secret experiment. He can turn into a Titan. So Pixie said that. He said it with a straight face, and it was never addressed again. And I just, like, this is just who I am. Like, if you tell me something to my face straight and you don't say, like, just kidding, I take it as gospel. Like, But, like I said, it has been pointed out to me that that was actually just something that Pixies was saying to kind of rally up the crowd. We saw in that episode they were really hesitant about the battle with the Eren having to turn into a Titan and put the boulder back and all that. And Pixies was just kind of like blowing smoke to try and get them convinced. So I do apologize for being a little confused on that. This actually did happen once before with one of my reactions to My Hero Academia. Some of you may remember that there was a character who seemed to be in peril, and I made a comment saying, if anything happens to this character, I will riot in the streets. And everyone started commenting like, oh, get your riot gear. Oh, poor so-and-so. It's gonna be terrible. And so I think it was way after that arc, I made a comment in one of my videos. I'm like, I just, I'm dreading this. I feel like I'm holding my breath, just waiting for something to happen to this character that I really like, and I'm really upset that something's gonna happen to him. And somebody was like, they were just teasing you, right? Like, that person's fine. So, yeah, little fun fact about Melissa Hime. If you say something with a straight face and you do not crack a joke about it or say just kidding or correct yourself, I will believe you. So so now that that's cleared up, I'm really enjoying Attack on Titan. It's not a feel-good show by any means, but I don't think it's meant to be. It has a similar tone to me as like Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead, where it's incredibly interesting and well done, and it hooks you, and you can't wait to see what happens next. But at the same time, it's like can be really horrifying and nerve-wracking at times. Like our big victory for humanity, where it was like followed by carnage and loss and just craziness. So we still need to see what's going on with the whole basement situation. I believe a few Titans have been apprehended for study. And Eren is now part of the, he's at least being managed by the Survey Corps, but he is a part of the Survey Corps, I think, like for all intents and purposes. So we'll have to see what happens next. I know I'll probably have a lot to say at the end, so I'll wrap this up. And what do you say we get started with the next episode of Attack on Titan? Let's go! It's so pretty.
巨人だかなんだか知らんが、お前のような小便臭いガキにリヴァイ兵長がつきっきりになる。
What?
乗馬中にペラペラ喋ってれば舌も噛むよ。
最初が肝心。
Oh, I never even thought of that. Poor Eren.
何にせよ、俺の。
仮にもしリヴァイ兵長の真似してるつもりなら、本当にやめてくれない。いや、全く共通点とかは感じられない。
I don't know if he's the best role model at this point.
俺を束縛するにはまだ必要な手順をこなしてないぜ。
Necessary steps?
巨人の討伐数とかもペラペラ
Well,
して。
安心しろ。
I don't think she's on board about this marriage.
この人たちに殺されることになる。
Good to know you're in good hands.
早急に取り掛かるぞ。
Cleaning montage? Oh my god, cleaning montage? I was kidding! Oh, I'm so happy right now.
上の階の清掃完了しました。
世間の言うような完全無欠の英雄には見えないでしょ。現物のリヴァイ兵長は思いのほか小柄だし、神経質で粗暴で近寄りがたい。
Wow.
以前はそのイメージに近い人だったのかもね。
So something happened.
調査兵団に入る前、都の地下街で有名なゴロつきだったって。
Really?
その人がなぜ？多大な犠牲を払って進めてきたマリア奪還ルートが一瞬で白紙になったかと思えば、突然全く別の希望が降って湧いた。
No pressure?
巨人になるってのはどういうことなんだ、エレン。
Well,
その時の記憶は定かでは
quite literal from what I've seen.
でもきっかけになるのは自傷行為です。こうやって手を。
Oh, don't do it right now.
そういえば俺はあいつは黙ってないだろうがな。下手にいじくり回されて死ぬかもな、お前。エレンよ。あいつと。
Who would this someone be?
こんばんは。
Oh.
リヴァイ班の皆さん。お城の住み心地はどうかな。調査を担当している。
Oh.
明日の実験には俺が
Because of his experience?
最高にたぎるやつ。
Oh, I don't like where this is heading.
許可については自分では下せません。
I'm scared for Eren. This person does not seem altogether stable.
巨人の実験とは。おい、やめろ。聞くな。
ああ、やっぱり。痛そうな顔してると思った。
Oh, he opened a can of worms now. Wow, what? Why did, what? Oh no, why did everyone just leave?
そんなに聞きたかった。聞かせてあげないとね。今回捕まえたあの子たちについて。
They're the boys now. Okay. All right. Well, we're getting quite familiar.
こんにちは。いい天気だね。お腹空いた？
I would say that's a yes. Naming ceremony.
なんだったっけ？チカチローニとアルベルト。
She's going to name them?
25年にわたって被害者は実に500人以上に上ったという。彼らは様々な食べ方を試みた。尻の肉はステーキ。もも肉は角
Oh.
切りにしてシチューに入れた。血の塊と内臓でソーセージを作った。
Nope, nope, nope.
彼らには料理という概念があった。
Now see, she's way too excited.
しかしその
Way too
四角い一族
excited.
はお前がソニー、お前がビーンだ。
Bean?
でも
His
安心
name
して
is Bean?
私はお前たち
That's such a cute
よろしく
name.
ね。さ
I'm gonna try and remember the names. If I only remember 2 names from this series, it'll be Sonny and
遮
Bean.
断を誤って殺してしまったんだ。首を切り落とす実験でうなじまで削ってしまってね。チカチローニとアルバルトって名前だって。
Oh.
笑顔が可愛い子たちでね。あの子たちには本当に悪いことをした。
Now, it's just a little unsettling, but maybe she just really cares about everyone.
そして次の段階からは巨人の体と接触する数角の確認へと移行した。
Oh.
あなたが叫ぶ必要は
これが叫ばずにいられるか。
Oh. She like genuinely cares. It's bizarre, but
とても辛い作業だったよ。
she's like become attached to them.
何？ほら、心臓に刺さってるよ。痛くないの？どんな感じ？
He doesn't look like he cares too
内
much.
向的な性格、あまり反応を示さなかった。何？お父さんも？
He's saying nam is what he's saying.
運転手下がってください。
惜しかったよ、
あんた本当に死にますよ。
She's wow.
こんな感じで。
She is an interesting
苦
person.
手なんだよ。どの巨人もそう。切断した腕はその質量にあるべき重量には到底達していなかった。
Oh, something's wrong.
エレンが巨人になった時も、私たちに見えているものと実在するものの本質は全然違うんじゃないかってね。
What?
憎しみを糧にして攻勢に出る子が。
よかったら実験の話をもっと聞かせていただけませんか。
Oh, she'd be delighted to.
明日の実験のためにも詳しく。
なので、今回の実験ではあなたに
Oh,
情報はない。
that took a long time to get to that.
ことは訓練兵の時に教わってるはずだ。エレンも知ってるよね。
Oh.
全部知ってました。
だから私で。
巨人が2体とも殺されました。
What? Who killed them? What the? How are they even like that?
貴重な被験体を兵士がやったのだ。
Oh, wow. But I've never seen them like decay like that.
君には何が見える？敵は何だと思う？すまない。変なことを聞いたの。
Could they have like been too deprived of sunlight or something? Like, okay, you guys, let's talk about that episode. It was insane. I will start off by saying that I'm really captivated by Hanji. I believe I have heard from people in the comments that Hanji's gender was not necessarily ever revealed in the manga, but they have implied that they are female in the show. I don't know if I've got that backwards, or because I feel like they've never specifically referred to Hanji as she. The appearance is somewhat female, but I don't want to make an assumption. I may just refer to them as they, just to be on the safe side, because I'm not sure if I got that right or not. But I'm really, really liking Haji so far. So it was really interesting to me to find out that Hanji started out with the same hatred towards Titans that most recruits do, and Eren most certainly can relate to that. And it's really interesting to see how they've come to this state of like almost kind of getting attached to the subjects that they're able to capture. The way that we know that Hanji named the previous Titans who were also killed, but not as mysteriously, it sounds like. And like Hanji actually had remorse for, you know, having to do things that hurt them, and was relieved to see that like, oh, he just wanted to eat me. He wasn't hurt. So that's kind of interesting to me to think that in a situation that is so just grim and bleak, and really you can see how people would just like live their lives based on hatred of the Titans. There's at least one person who's kind of been able to overcome that, see that there's something more to them, and even in some situations like become affectionate towards them. Okay, I will say this right now, that Bean is an adorable name for a Titan. I don't know if I'm okay with something as deadly as a Titan being nicknamed with such a cute name like Bean, but I am jealous and I want a cute name like Bean. It's just so adorable. That's I'm Bean Hime now. I'm doing another name change. No, that sounds a little too gassy, don't you think? Bean Hime. All right, getting back to the story. So there were a couple things that we found out in this one. Levi, we know now, used to be a thug, and he used to be a little bit different and was a little bit more of the rash, lone wolf type that Eren thought of him as. And something now has happened to change him, which I'm very curious about. Again, I think the main focus of this episode was just kind of on Hanji and some of the revelations that we got regarding, it just blows my mind that the Titans, we now have another development with the mystery of the Titans, and that's that their physical mass does not match their size. It really, really, again, just helps lend credibility to my theory that someone created the Titans, someone's controlling the Titans. I'm honestly not sure. I mean, they're not like holograms, because this is way too old school to have that kind of technology. And also, like, they are tangible. We don't really have, like, magic in this world. We haven't really, you know, like, we haven't established anything quite that super. Like, really, the only thing we have is just, like, the whole world is kind of normal, does not seem to operate on any kind of, like, supernatural basis, and then there's just Titans. So I really don't know what could be going on, but I'm very, very, very curious, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So, Eren really seems to be coming into his role of, like, for being Eren and for being someone who's so, like, I feel like is kind of, like, rash and everything at times. I was surprised at how he was like, well, I can't speak for what I'm doing. You'll have to ask the captain and everything. I'm like, oh, like, he surprised me with that he kind of, like, came into that role of being, like, when he has to, he's not like a wild card. Like, he can follow rules. He can be, you know, a good soldier and everything. It's just, we know that rage drives him. Speaking of kids, little cadets, I guess you would call them, trainees. It sounds like we might get some trainees from our group, perhaps, our squad that we know. And I'm really hoping it will bring some familiar faces back into the fold here. So fingers crossed on that. I don't see how they could not take Mikasa on such a kind of dangerous mission where, like, I feel like she could be really valuable to them. But we'll see. Maybe it won't be Armin and Mikasa. Maybe it'll be other people. Maybe it'll be Armin and Mikasa and a few others like John and Annie. But we'll see. Not Marco, though. Poor Marco. So I guess there is something more going on with Marco's death. Somebody was like, hey, so yeah, they'll get to that. So very, very sad. But fascinating stuff, you guys. I cannot wait to see more. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.